Good evening, good morning, it's Shmamma. I'm here to review season 3 of Genius Aretha episode 4. I really enjoyed this episode because we finally get into CL's background. Aretha finds out she has an interview with a reporter from the Time magazine. She's excited. She feels like they should use her story for the whole magazine and she should be on the cover. So her manager sets it up for her. She does a wonderful job. Turns out the manager is on Aretha's side. The reporter comes and watches Aretha perform in the studio, and she's singing "Son of a Preacher Man," which is Irma's song. I didn't know who Irma was at first. I did not write down their names in the first in a video. I did not catch their names until now. And as Aretha is performing, the reporter is taking notes, and then he ends up walking out of the studio briefly, and everyone is shocked and thrown aback, singing and looking at each other like, why did he leave? And then he comes back and tells Aretha that his boss is allowing him to do a full magazine story on her life. And Aretha is excited. She hatches this plan to concoct a story to the reporter. She gives everybody their roles, including Ted. And everybody agrees, yes, that sounds like a great plan. Everybody's on the bandwagon. The reporter comes to dinner. The reporter is shocked that Aretha cooked all that food. It was looking good. I wish I was there at the table. I wish I was at the table. They put on this big old facade for the reporter, telling all the stories from when Aretha was a little girl. How she was a great singer, how she was a lovely young lady, how her and her sisters all performed, and even sometimes her brother joined in. And then here come Ted in his mouth say, I remember when she was a little girl and she had a beautiful voice and Daddy had to check him. Ted, let me tell the family stories. Daddy told him to be quiet very nicely. Yeah, he told him to be quiet very nicely. Then the brother had to check him too. Wasn't you dealing with Dinah at that time? The guest singer at Daddy's Saturday parties? Wasn't you on her coattail at that time? Ooh, I was like, ooh, brother, you ain't gotta hurt him like that. You ain't gotta talk to him in his house like that, but he ain't gonna talk to you back like that because he know you will hurt him or get somebody to hurt him. He know. So Daddy and the brother had to check Ted already at the door. You're talking too much. Everybody looked like, why would you say something like that? You've been knowing her since she was a little girl. You're gross. Everybody will think in the world that you're nasty. You were preying on her. Because that's the first thing I thought about. Ugh. After dinner, the reporter begins to ask her questions about her mother. And she gives a brief story that her mother passed away and taught her everything she knew, the piano and vocals. And the reporter accepts the story. In the next scene, The story is put out, and Aretha begins to read the story, and is telling all her business. Nothing that she told the reporter. None of the good stories, none of the happy stories, just all the bad stuff. And Aretha's trying to figure out, how did he get this information? Ted? Did you say something? I didn't say nothing. I just said what you said. What? Well, who? Me? I didn't say anything. I was over here minding my business. Over here as your lapdog. As your Goldie digger. We find out that Ted told all the business. My mother never left me. That sounds like Ted. I had a baby young. Ooh. Aretha better than me. But this opens Aretha's eyes. She starts seeing this man ain't doing nothing but tearing everything I've worked hard for down. I keep trying to build it up, and he keeps slapping it down. I think he was mad because Daddy and Cecil, I believe that's his name, or Curtis, I don't remember his name, but he mad because Daddy and the brothers checked him that night. He was like, "Oh yeah, and you gonna let them talk to me like that? Okay, got something for you." Hello, reporter. Oh yeah, yeah, she did. He was mad. He was mad. Big mad. Then they take it back to Cecil and Barbara, Aretha's mother. It starts off with her in the church singing while she was pregnant with Aretha. Ooh, she was big. She was big. She had a beautiful voice. Lovely falsettos, whatever you call them. But she sung beautifully. And so Aretha got her singing career from her mother and her father, because her father could sing as well. So they're happy. They're this happy family. And we see Cecil in a different light. We see him as a husband, because when the women walked up to him with food and stuff, or complimented him about his sermon that day, he wasn't flirting back. He was sitting up there looking at his wife, how lovely his wife was looking. He was into his wife, and his wife was into him. I felt like, oh wow, this is a different Cecil. Excuse me. This is a different CL. Who is this person? I love it. But quickly thereafter, the mother is outside putting together the doll that Aretha carries around as a little girl. And a woman walks up and asks if Pastor CL is at home. And she said, no, he's out of town. Out of town? And when she said that, I was like, ooh, girl, that sounded like a girlfriend right there. What you getting attitude for? It wasn't no, do you know when he will be back? Could you let him know that I just am in need of a prayer? No, she was like, out of town? He got the nerve to be out of town at this time? She was upset. I was like, girl. And then I thought the mother was pregnant. I said, oh, that mama is pregnant. I was trying to look at that belly. I was like, it looked like she could be pregnant a little bit. But, Barbara was like, I'll let him know you came by. Is it anything I could do for you? It ain't nothing you can do for that woman. So the mother, Barbara, goes to the store to go pick up her crib, her baby crib. And she's walking around the store and she sees another crib. So she looks at who the name is. Who else having a baby in our town? I could help them out. We could have like little baby parties and stuff, little baby days and play dates. Excuse me. Little baby play dates and stuff. And the clerk comes around that corner so fast, you knew something was up. She said, Barbara, you can't be looking at other people's stuff. And Barbara saw that name. She saw CL's name on somebody else's crib. What his name doing on here? Why would he have his name on this crib? She trying to tell her stuff. It ain't it. It's not true. It's not true. But she knew it was true. And she said, so who else having a baby? You know I'm using my hands, girl. I'm doing my thing with my hands, and I just want to bless somebody with these hands. Bless they baby with some things I can do with these hands. Oh, the lady was so hesitant. She was like, okay, girl. It's Marianne over there on down Clark Street, okay? Whatever the lady name is. Oh, for real, she was just at my house a moment ago. She didn't say nothing to me. Maybe that's why she was calling CL. So, Barbara goes over there. Barbara goes to Marianne, I'm going to call her, house to confront, I guess, or see for herself what's going on. She was going to confront him. She was about to go off. I seen it in her face. She had that vein in her face. She was like, no, you gonna tell me who it is today. I ain't leaving here until you tell me why CL name on this crib. She goes over to the house, and I'm looking too. I'm looking at the mama. She looking at the mama. I'm like, is she got a baby in there? No. Just like I said in the other video, a little girl comes out with a big old belly. You have no other options in the world. She leaves CL, has her baby. Barbara leaves CL, has her baby, Aretha, Louise. Don't take him back until he come on bending knees. Baby, please. Please, baby. Oh, Lord Jesus, forgive me if I have sinned. I am a wicked man. I am so dirty. Wash me clean. Jesus, help my family. All this crap that they do all the time. They do this all the time. He probably just did it to somebody else. Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. They do this all the time. Like, ew. So we know the cycle has continued with Aretha. He has started this cycle. Nasty. Ugh. They take us back to when Aretha is older and she's in the studio and she asks Curtis Osley why they never got together, because he's telling her, you know, that man don't treat you right. He didn't spill your darkest stories out there. He done spilled all the beans. This man ain't good for you. He ain't right for you. And she like, how come we ain't together then? He said, because I love you too much. And I don't know what he meant by that. Maybe he felt like he would drag her down too. He wasn't a good man. He knew his lane. I could just have your back. That's all I could do. I can't be the main man. Aretha does start realizing that Ted is not good for her. She does start seeing that, especially when that story happened. She was pissed. Pissed. Now, I thought Irma stole Son of a Preacher Man. That's what I thought. Then in the next episode, the final scene, Aretha and Ted was having dinner, and Ted just eating that steak up. Just, yeah, baby. I'm glad. I'm happy you got us at this room. Shoot, what we gonna do tonight? What we gonna do? We ain't doing nothing tonight, honey. Me and you ain't doing nothing. You thought you was gonna get a reward for what you did? Huh? Is you serious? Get out of here with that. You better go somewhere. No, this room is for you. Take the keys. Your stuff is upstairs. Don't bring your butt around me or mine. I don't know you. I wonder how they worked that out with her kids, though. Maybe he just never took care of his kids no more. Another out. He just went to live his life like he could. I'm telling you, as a single mother, I wish I could just go out and live my life. I know I could by just giving my baby up, but I can't imagine bringing something in this world where you can feel that in your stomach growing, and then you have moments when they are in your womb that you will never forget. That's a part of your journey with your child as well. I can't imagine just leap. I just couldn't imagine leaving my baby behind like that. That's not gonna happen. I rather suffer and groan and moan just to see my baby smile every day. I want to party. I want to go back to when I was 20 and woo, live it up. But I can't, and I refuse to. I refuse to do that. Because that ain't the lifestyle I want to live or show my son. I don't want him to see me in that light of partying and being loose as a goose like I was when I was young. I want him to see me as an angel. I want him to see me as a good mother. Okay, this is my crown right here, okay? I want him to see me as a good mother. All right, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. It's at 20 minutes. I talk a lot. And I don't want my neighbor making no noise either. He always trying to make some noise. So it's 10 o'clock. That's why I say good evening, good morning. I hope you guys have a good evening or morning. Talk to you later.